football fans, welcome to Friday Night Varsity Flashback, the year in review. I'm Rachel George, joined by sports editor Dan Spears, and we are here to recap all of the football goodness from the entire season. Wow, I can't believe it's over. You know, it seems like August 1st, we were sitting here talking about first practice. A lot of surprises this year, good and bad.
Yes.
What were some things that kind of surprised you about this season?
I guess the biggest surprise was how good our small schools were.
Yes.
The Tri-County Conference was probably one of the most competitive in the state with 5 really good teams. You had Wallace coming back from nowhere last year, and it really overshadowed the job, I thought, that Glenn Sellers did at Trask this year. I think everybody expected Penner to be good and James Keene to be good and Wallace to be better, but nobody expected Trask to do what it did, be competitive in every game but one, make the third round of the state playoffs, played very well, even then they lost. I think that's a story that got lost a little this year, and kudos to them. That was amazing because we had never seen that from them before. They just hadn't been that good in the past. So good for you, Trask. Nice job.
That's right. Definitely a pleasant surprise this year. Couple surprises for me. New Hanover, coming in, we were talking about this is the 4th year for Kevin Motzinger, so the seniors are all his kids, things like that. What could it mean? And really, especially toward the end of the year, got over that self-destruct bug that's been plaguing them. I'm not sure it's entirely gone. Like next season, we might see it again. But really made some big strides for them. Finished 11-4, made it to the Eastern Championship for the first time since 1991. Obviously, a great year for the Wildcats. I know you saw it coming, Mr.
I did see
Mr. Bus driver of the bandwagon,
right.
But definitely a pleasant surprise to see them doing well. Who knows? Hoggard tries for title number 9 next year. We'll see if New Hanover can maybe finally take one.
I really thought this would be the year they would do it, too.
Yeah.
Despite them, I think there's still a little bit in the back of their head going, man, we had all of it in front of us and let just one little piece slip away. So, but again, like you said, it was a good year for New Hanover. Finally, it's something a long time coming for them and their fans, as we heard throughout the season.
Yeah. I know we've said surprises, kind of on the other side of it. A rough year for some schools. I know when we started the year, we did our top 3, and you and I both had South Columbus, South Brunswick 1-2, coming off great years last year. Struggled, quite a bit. South Columbus doesn't make the playoffs. South Brunswick finishes 5-6 under first-year coach Roman Kelly. A little bit of a step back, but I think 2 programs that can then hopefully get things going again next year.
I think this year, both the goods and bads that we've talked about are the result of coaching changes.
Right.
Wallace and Trask got better despite first-year coaches because these are guys that already had a system in place and knew what they were going to do. They had a way of doing things that that had worked in other places, and they were going to bring it in, and you were going to do this or you weren't going to play football for me. I think both for Jake Fonville and Roman Kelly, this year was a big learning experience for them. Now they know what to expect. Now they know what to do. Now they know what works and what doesn't, and I expect those teams to bounce back pretty quickly with those guys there. I think this season kind of showed, like I said, it showed what an experienced coach can really do for you at this level. It's just the way it ended up being.
That's right. Well, we would certainly be remiss if we did not. I don't think either of us were surprised by East Bladen, East Duplin. Continued success, but we're remiss if we did not talk about them. Certainly a great year for both teams, and I think East Bladen was kind of a surprise for me. I know I've had them in my top 3 for the whole entire season, but to do what they did, a stellar defense, and then to replace all of your skill position players with sophomores, including your quarterback, Darren Burney, who I must note did not throw an interception all year, which is just kind of unbelievable to me. That really says something about the future, what lies ahead for the Eagles.
Oh, sure. And again, same thing. 2 places where established coaches have a system, and they say you're going to do it my way, and the kids grow up with it. Again, that's another positive with the smaller schools. It's sort of a feeder system for them. The junior high kids and the JV kids, they already know what they're doing when they come up to the varsity level. It's the same stuff. Again, great players, don't get me wrong, but Aldridge and Fisher, they can coach, and they've proven it over the last 17 to 25 years.
Yes, they certainly can. You mentioned Wallace, and Chuck, I know, has called around and tried to find if there has ever been a better turnaround from 2-10 last year to 14-2 in state champion. I mean, we knew they were good, but to do that, when the brackets came out, we said, oh, here they go. road to the championship, and they might probably lose that game. Go out there, go, gutsy play there at the end to win it in overtime. Certainly, a congratulations are due to them on a fantastic season.
That was just ridiculous. I mean, it's like you said, being down in the little 1A helped them just a little bit. But I think even if they'd have been in the big 1A, they'd have made a pretty deep run in the playoffs. They figured it out, and kudos to Joey, and kudos for those kids for not quitting. I mean, they got to 2-2 again, and everybody said, "Here it comes! Oh, no. You're going to lose 10 in a row again," and they didn't. And they didn't lose again. I mean, it would have been fine if they'd have lost one or something. No one would have given them any sort of grief or anything. But they didn't lose again. I think they were able to put everything away, and I think the fans up there helped them put it away, and I think Coach Price's methods helped them put it away last season. He said, "The past is in the past. You do what I tell you to do, you're going to do well." And they did.
Yeah, that's right. Well, certainly great football all around. I think we have a top 10 coming up, so let's take a look. Aaron has selected the top 10 plays from this season. Let's get started with number 10, and this comes from Week 4. East Columbus is playing at North Brunswick when Chris McClure makes the handoff to TJ Wilson, who jumps over the Scorpions defender and outruns everyone on the field. The Gators won that one, 27-13. Now at number 9, with signs of things to come this year, Devonta Herring makes a big run for Wallace Rose Hill in the BB&T Jamboree. Herring gets the ball, goes right, ducks some tackles, breaks another, turns left, and finds nothing but room. He hits the other sideline, cuts back at midfield, and outruns everyone into the end zone. Let's now go to number 8, with Wallace Rose Hill and Southwest Onslow playing in September. The Bulldogs punt the ball, and the Stallions' Jamal Williams fields it and takes it back untouched for the score. Southwest won that one 14-12, but both those teams had a pretty good year, with each playing for a state title. At number 7, we have South Columbus at North Brunswick. The Scorpions have the ball, and quarterback A.J. Perkins rolls out, eludes the sack, and makes a little flip pass to Kyrese Myers for the touchdown. That was so pretty, let's see it again. We'll go to number 6, and it's Wallace Rose Hill again. The Bulldogs are playing Plymouth in the third round of the playoffs when quarterback DeJuan McKenzie bobbles the snap and throws a desperation pass as the Plymouth defense converges on him. Tracy Merle makes this catch and is in for the touchdown. Now to number 5, Southwest Onslow and Pender are facing off in the third round of the playoffs. Jamal Williams rolls out and gets the pass off to Shonda Hall before he gets hit. Hall kicks it up in the air where Roderick Ballard recovers the turnover. In slow motion, you can see it go off Hall's foot. At number 4, we'll head to East Bladen for the Eastern Championship, where the Eagles were facing Tarboro. The Vikings make the handoff to Brandon Dozier, and he takes it 20 yards downfield before Saquon Johnson runs into him and rips the ball out of his hands for the strip. On to number 3, and it's Johnson again. Whiteville played at East Bladen in Week 7, and the Wolfpack was going for a field goal as time was running out in the first half. The Pack missed the first time but got a second chance on an Eagles penalty. It paid off for East Bladen. Phil Wilson blocked the kick, and Johnson scooped it up and ran 73 yards for the touchdown. Now it's to number 2, and it's more Wallace Rose Hill. In the state championship game, Torrey Hall showed why he was named the Bulldogs' most outstanding defensive player. Here he pops Luke Wheeler to force the fumble. Later in the game, he had this interception, and he also had this monster hit, nailing Justin Collier as he came across the middle. Ouch. Finally, our number 1 play could be no other. In overtime of the state championship, Wallace Rose Hill caps off a stellar year. First, the Bulldogs score on 4th and goal as McKenzie gets the QB sneak. Then, Wallace Rose Hill decides to go for it, and Omar Carr gets in for the 2-point conversion and the state championship win. Well, that's it for us this year. I know it's been a long season, but I think we certainly both have had some fun doing this along the way.
Just a little bit,
Just a little bit, kind of like our jobs. That's it for us this year. Like I said, for Dan Spears and myself, Rachel George, this has been Friday Night Varsity Flashback. As we leave you, we are going to leave you with something fun, our outtakes for the year. So enjoy laughing at us, and we will see you during basketball. Let's do some one take.
Everybody likes to give you grief.
I know.
I wonder why, though.
I didn't even... doing?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I throw a mean elbow. I was a field hockey player. I'd watch it. Why are you yelling at me?
I think that'll be an outtakes.
Do I look as tired as I feel? Moss Rose Hill. Oh.
Nice.
Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. I gotta clear my throat. I really need to hawk a I'm having a hard time breathing right now. Stop laughing. And my throat hurts.
No one listens to us. You won't be the first to say that.
They don't.
Let's just do the whole thing again.
Let's
See if we're not a little more crisp this time.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I was super crispy last time. Dude, I did totally awesome at the Jamboree. Yes, I screwed that up last week. I said week 6 when it was week 7.
Blah, 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 and
Does anybody else notice it feels like football weather today?
That's a great thing.
I'm so excited. It's chilly out there today. No, but it's a good accessory. It matches my shoes. The end.